So if you stick back in time, thousands of years ago, people knew about the brightest planets, pretty much everywhere. These are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Pretty much every culture knew about these 5 planets, which they could easily see up in the sky. They have different names for the names that we use now. In English, these comes from the Roman names. That's because the early astronomers in Europe wrote in Latin. Latin was the language of the Roman Empire, so we ended up with these Roman names. After the Roman gods, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, we keep on going outward. We have 3 more things that historically have been called planets. You have Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These are Greek or Roman names. These planets weren't seen by the Greeks or Romans because the discoverers one of their plans to fit in with existing theme of the mythology of the existing planets, and all these are totally different than the inner planets because they just were discovered more recently. They're fainter, and they move more slowly. You can't see them with your naked eye. You have to use a telescope, and that's how they were discovered. But since then, as telescopes have gotten bigger, and astronomers keep finding smaller and smaller things in the solar system, and we discovered some things that are just a couple of meters across, like literally the size of a person, and we've discovered thousands of kite belt objects, which are more or less likely a little smaller, a little further away, of the same basic idea. Some people still call the planet, but oftentimes it's called a dwarf planet. That's what the International Astronomical Union says. Is there a group responsible for naming things? The issue with Pluto is, you're trying to define a fuzzy line between a planet and not a planet, and it boils down the size. There's so much more of the solar system name. That's moons, asteroids, comets, rings, Kuiper objects, craters. Because we're humans, we want to name these things and give us a connection to the huge universe around us. Thousands of years from now, people are still gonna be naming planets as we continue to explore the world around us.